It's been quite some time since I've broken up a single Airsoft game into multiple videos. But after everything that happened during the last video I posted to the channel, where things got a little bit more serious than my typical Airsoft gameplay here on the channel, I decided that it would be better to break the two parts up and do two separate videos for them, since they give off two completely different vibes from start to finish. But obviously that left us with some unfinished business that needs to be resolved from the second half of this game. So let's go ahead and solve that right now. But before we get into the second half of this game, I of course need to give a little bit of context to anyone who has not seen the previous video that covered the first half. That way the people that are just showing up for the first time on the channel, or that just haven't seen that first part, aren't missing some vital context of what we're doing, what game we're playing, all that good stuff before we get rolling.
What's up guys, welcome to the Wolf's Den. My name is Wolf, and to all of our returning viewers and new viewers alike, I am very excited to have you guys here today. We are back for part 2 with the Evo Ghillie combo. I'm still testing the Ghillie. So far it's been doing quite well today. Haven't had a whole lot of complaints. I might do a little something just to the helmet, because getting the camera, what I'm holding here in front of me, back onto the mount is a little bit tricky with the Ghillie in the way. It likes to kind of pop off, I've noticed, so gonna have to figure something out with that. But otherwise, you're doing very well. Mobility is pretty good. Running it with the actual bolty like it's supposed to be has been quite nice. But we are back today on Bing's Kill House field, I believe. At least that's where I'm going. I believe that's what I was told. Catching up right now to the rest of the crew, who I believe is already heading off to the field. And we are going to be doing some, I think, either single elimination or team deathmatch. I'm going to be entirely honest with you guys. Missed a little bit of the briefing because I was getting the Evo up and ready after the last game. So we're going to find out, and you guys are going to find out along with me what we are doing up here. Although it looks like we might actually be a shipment. Okay, well, I'm going to be walking for a little extra time. That's all good. Looks like we're actually over at shipment. That's okay. Well, we're going to be doing shipment then, and it's probably going to be TDM if I had to guess. Haven't done shipment in a while. Evo's going to be really good for it. So we see how it goes once we get over there and what side we're on.
Hey, kill one in the box, I think. No.
One running. Out of box to the left.
Man, how do you get your gun to sound like that?
Huh?
How do you get one to sound like that? Man, that
It's
so
partially the suppressor. It's kind of like an amplifier on the end.
Oh, I got this.
Ow. Right in the nuts. Ugh.
Did you get hit?
Yeah.
And just for some more context here, we are going to be picking up exactly where we left off at the end of last video. You guys are seeing right now the very tail end of the first round, and then we're going to roll right into the second round, which is much more positive and much more lighthearted than last week's. And because we're picking up right where I left off in the last part, I am going to be keeping the kill and death count of the same, since it's still technically the same game, even though we're switching sides, all that good stuff, doing the exact same thing that I would do normally if it was one continuous video, but across two. The first part that I showed you guys in last week's video took a little bit longer than I initially intended because we had to talk about so much stuff during it, and I didn't want to end up giving you guys an hour-long video that was super heavy at the beginning and then got super lighthearted because I didn't want to give you guys some kind of crazy whiplash going between rounds 1 and 2. But after that little opening section of round 1, it's time to swap sides and get ready for round 2, where things are going to get much more lighthearted much quicker.
Hit. Dougie, can you cover? I'll go past you. I'm gonna go around on your right, go into this next barrel. Okay.
Where did he go?
He's up ahead of me, I think. Oh, into the Connex box, left corner.
For any of you that have been in the channel before, you may have noticed that I am joined by a couple of familiar faces for this round. Those faces being Eddie and Dougie of Active Threat Airsoft. For those of you that watched last week's video, you may have noticed that they were on the opposing team for round 1, but after noticing a little bit of an imbalance in the teams, the ref actually swapped them over for round 2. I didn't mention it during the last video, but our team was getting pushed pretty much to the back of our spawn. I'm sure some of you might have caught it, but I didn't mention it during the video because, as you probably noticed, I was a little bit concerned with some other things aside from just team imbalance. But that does mean that we are joined by both Dougie and Eddie, as well as a couple of other familiar faces from Active Threat's team that you'll be seeing throughout the rest of this video.
We'll try middle this time. See if we get anywhere with it. Maybe not. At least we'll try. If I can help them out getting some people off that Connex box, that would be ideal.
I think it's got 1 minute. Oh shit, I'm sorry. I think I'm out.
At this point, after clearing out a couple of enemy players, the ideal situation would be able to get out of this Connex box and advance forward, or help our teammates advance forward to some next piece of the cover, closer towards the center of the map, or closer towards the enemy spawn. But as some of you may have noticed, as I did, quite a few of our friendly players have walked back doing the exact same thing. I watched quite a few of them get to maybe 10, 20 feet out from this Connex box, get hit, and come right back to spawn. Obviously, that's not going to be a very smart play until we can figure out who is shooting them and where exactly they are so we can advance forward. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to work with my teammates here in this Connex box and try every possible angle I can before making any sort of aggressive push, if I do at all. Also, just as a quick little warning here for you guys, for any of you that are listening to this at a high volume or with headphones, it's about to get pretty loud in here as myself and these 3 or 4 other players are going to start putting out a lot of rounds inside this Connex box, and it's pretty echoey, pretty loud, so just want to give you guys a fair warning before that happens.
Dude lit me up last round. I think my knuckle messed it up.
I got a good knuckles out, man. Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Ooh, man, you scared us. Well, me, at least I thought you were going to start shooting at us.
No. Just one rushing over there.
There's a guy.
I think that's game, boys.
And And with the second round coming to an end, that will bring today's video and this game to a close. I do have some thoughts for this video in particular in relation to the previous one, mostly about how much better this second round was than how it started with round 1. Obviously, if you guys have seen the last video that I posted that covered the entirety of the first round, except for this tail end that I included for this video, you've heard me talk about that enough. I won't do that to you again, but if you guys haven't already, feel free to go through the info card above or the link in the description to check that first part out and see what exactly happened that led to this one being so much more positive in my mind than the first round was. And honestly, I think this is a really good example of just the motions of Airsoft. You can have a really good round one time and a really bad round the next, or you could start off with a really bad round or end on a high note. And thankfully, in this instance, we ended on a very good high note. I got some good interaction with some members of Active Threat Airsoft, including Eddie and Dougie, and all around, it was a much more positive and much more fun round for me, even with that little bit of heaviness lingering from the very first round that I played, where things got a little bit out of hand. But with all that said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you have watched all the way to this point and you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, because trust me, we're going to have a lot more positive gameplay like this in the very near future. Much less anger coming from me like we had with the last video, I can assure you of that. And I can promise you the Evo will be making a return very soon, because honestly, I just had a great time with it with the new MOSFET that it has inside. Outside of that, though, if you guys would like to support the channel further, you can head over to Wolfden Apparel to get yourself a badass decal sticker or a comfy shirt, including the anti-cheat sticker, which I didn't plug last time because it just would have felt a little bit gross. But I think we can all agree that we are definitely anti-cheat here on this channel, and I'm going to stand behind that. So if you guys want to go and get one of those to support the cause, feel free to do so. Or if you just want a badass decal sticker with a cool gun on it. That does remind me, I haven't gotten the Night Wraith out in a little bit. Might have to change that. Night Wraith's been gone for just a little bit too long. I kind of miss it. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, let me know what you thought in the comments below, and subscribe, of course, if you've made it this far. And as always, this has been Wolf. Hope to see you guys next time I hit the field. Some of you might be wondering if I did a walk and talk section with my initial thoughts after this game, and the answer is yes, I did. Unfortunately, it got completely ruined by wind because I was walking on top of a hill instead of on the bottom of the hill, where the wind wouldn't have been so bad. Benefit of hindsight, it can do a lot for you in a lot of contexts, but it's whatever. Thanks guys for watching.